A few weeks ago over at Jump Festa, it was announced that the creator of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto, would be returning to the pages of Shonen Jump with a brand new series. The manga titled Samurai 8 will be debuting in spring 2019. However, the new title is being written by Kishimoto, with the art being illustrated by his longtime assistant Akira Okubo. This follows a similar pattern to Boruto Naruto Next Generations, with Ikimoto handling the art, Kodachi handling the story, with Kishimoto's supervision. Having discussed my thoughts on the series, I do think at some point in the future it will be interesting to compare and contrast Boruto to Samurai 8, even if it's by the virtue of Kishimoto's name being involved, even though we don't know to what extent his supervision lies with the former title. Regardless, when I saw the artwork from Jump Festa, I initially thought the work was by Kishimoto himself. It was so in line with his aesthetic and design sensibilities that I was pretty surprised when I heard that it was actually by another one of his assistants, Akira Okubo. In spite of that, Kishimoto has been quite heavily involved with the series, and having an artist that can fulfill his vision whilst being faithful to his own art style even in a new work isn't an easy feat. Now, Kishimoto has stated that Samurai 8 will be a new work that mixes Japanese culture with sci-fi, with the intention that it will surpass Naruto. Seeing Kishimoto gas up his upcoming works isn't nothing new. In fact, he quite famously did it with the Boruto film, and that was a solid entry into the franchise, though I doubt anyone will say it surpassed Naruto. But more importantly, by being such a high caliber work, it set Ikimoto and Kodachi up with an impossible bar to clear. Likewise, I'm hoping that by only handling the writing, he can focus on delivering some strong character writing to allow for the readers to get attached to the cast. Kishimoto's track record when it comes to character writing was quite a mixed bag, and the scale of Naruto meant not everyone's development and writing was as poignant as it could have been. So I'm hoping the scale of this new series isn't so vast that characters are left on the back burner to their own detriment. It's imperative that Kishimoto thinks about the characters he's going to introduce and make sure they have a meaningful contribution to the plot. As for the overall story, I'm hoping that it has a different feel to Kishimoto's previous work and showcases his growth and experience as a veteran of Weekly Shonen Jump, having worked on Naruto for 15 years. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he can break the curse of an artist not being able to deliver a second hit after having such a massive success, like a few of his contemporaries. Kishimoto's name recognition and appeal is certainly going to draw in his existing fan base, but hopefully the constant comparisons to Naruto don't drown out the potential for his new work. I'm sure he knows that whilst looking for a new audience in the current Jump readers, he also has the additional burden of appeasing his old fans, which can be no easy task. Something that caught my attention whilst doing research for this video is that Kishimoto detailed his path to becoming a mangaka in the Naruto volumes, and as a first year college student aged 19 years old, he wanted to submit a samurai manga to Jump's Hop Step Award. But around that time, Nobuhiro Watsuki's Rurouni one-shot was published in Jump, and Hiroaki Samura's Blade of the Immortal won Kodansha's Afternoon Magazine Grand Prize. Having seen those two impressive samurai manga back to back, it was a gut punch that highlighted his work wasn't up to par and subsequently didn't win the contest. It was only after submitting Karakuri the following year that he managed to win, and upon revisiting that one-shot, it's quite obvious where Kishimoto's influences lied at the time. Akira was a huge influence on his work, affecting his designs and overall composition in the one-shot, along with legendary animators like Hiroyuki Okiura and Koji Morimoto, who Kishimoto cites as a particular influence upon him at that time. By mimicking those styles, his own personal style became closer to a seinen work, and the vibe totally comes across in Karakuri. To avoid going too astray, and also to get better at conveying perspectives and distortions, he copied the work of animator Tatsuya Nishio, whom he also came across whilst watching the anime Ninku, The series was in Jump and the anime was being produced by Period, with Nishio handling some of the designs plus the opening of the show, which left quite an impression on Kishimoto at the time. It's kind of interesting to note whilst Ninku is by another author, it would be warranted to say that those character designs are pretty close to Kishimoto's in a sense, and subsequently Naruto drew some comparisons to Ninku due to those influences. It's kind of interesting that Kishimoto's personal style has been shaped and influenced by animators who subsequently ended up being involved in Naruto. In fact, it's quite known that Kishimoto is a geek and memorized animators' names and styles in a way that most Sakuga aficionados would do so these days. Oda even mentioned in an interview with Kishimoto that when he and Kishimoto got together, Kishimoto would be the one teaching Oda the names of all these animators, and that Kishimoto also was the one who selected the animation producer for Naruto, which is far from the norm usually. Moving from the story to the art, I am a little bit concerned about the overall composition for the manga. Purely replicating Kishimoto's art isn't enough when it comes to delivering a compelling story. It's imperative that Okubo has his own strength and talent as a mangaka first before dealing with Samurai 8. I would have been less concerned if there was any back catalogue, but it seems that he hasn't published anything in recent times, and his past one-shots aren't available online, which makes it difficult to gauge where his overall approach to manga lies. The reason I bring this up is because when working with or for a mangaka like Kishimoto, you have to embody their approach to artistry. The most important aspect will be to see if he can deliver in terms of strong paneling, page composition, and overall chapter structure. I criticized Kishimoto for not being able to apply any sense of strong composition and paneling in my previous Boruto video, and this is the issue that I feel plagues mangaka like Toyotaro as well. Even though technically their illustrative prowess can reach Kishimoto or Toriyama, it is more important to have enough skill as a mangaka first to deliver strong layouts and paneling, as that is the connective tissue that forms the foundation of a work. Without any interesting compositions or panelings, the pages look flat, one-dimensional, and can come across as singular pieces of art that stand up on their own but have no sense of cohesion when put together. It's important that Okubo studies Kishimoto's style and approach to paneling and composition so that he can use the same creative techniques on the page to ensure that the manga stands out not just from a writing perspective but from a drawing one as well. Hopefully he notices Kishimoto's particular ability to convey scale and three-dimensionality through double page spreads, which when paired with his simple art style leaves a lot of impact. Despite my concerns, I do believe having Kishimoto involved in this direct manner will allow for a greater collaborative effort than was seen on Boruto, and if Kishimoto is able to give suggestions and guide Okubo, it should allow for the manga to be close to or on par with Naruto. Kishimoto announced that he was working on a new series in 2015, and it's been 3 years since then, so I'm hoping that all the time he's put in allows for him to deliver a compelling and concise story. Overall, I'm looking forward to seeing what Kishimoto and Okubo have in store for us come spring. It's already a stacked year for anime and manga, so to have Kishimoto return to manga too is just the icing on the cake. As for you guys, what are your thoughts on Samurai 8? Will you be checking it out, and are there any concerns you have before it comes out? Leave a comment down below to let me know, and if you want to stay up to date with all my videos, feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell to join the squad. Thanks for watching and take care.